Since Keeping Up debuted in 2007, the Kardashian Jenners have been airdropped onto our feeds more than any family in pop culture history. And with each season, they continue to blur their pores a little bit more, Photoshop their pictures to the nth degree, and even chisel their jaws and noses to a point where they don't even look human anymore. The TikTok before and after detectives have actually been after them since the very beginning. Just take a look at these pictures of Khloe Kardashian in her confessionals. Let me just be so for real with you. Who is this? Is this a clone? Is this a lizard? Who is this woman? Because this is not Khloe. But instead of looking young forever, everyone has sort of come to the exact same conclusion. The Kardashians are starting to look old as fuck. Now, contrary to popular belief, I am not here to drag them. If anything, I'm very relieved. Because the women who taught a generation that youth is a purchasable product have finally met the one bill that they can't expense: time. So you better buckle up, besties. Because today, we are doing the pettiest, juiciest, most anatomically specific roast this channel has ever seen. Why the entire Kardashian Jenner clan is starting to look, well, ancient. We're talking platysma bands, marionette lines, filler migration, the whole AARP starter pack. Let's start CSIing these faces, shall we? When Kim turned her head for the Vogue live stream, the first thing viewers noticed was the network of rope-like platysma bands running down her neck. Those cords pop out because she removed so much submental fat with aggressive liposuction in 2021, so now the muscle sits naked under paper-thin skin.
Lala is 45 years old and Kim Kardashian is 44. I'm seeing a lot of comments, people are talking about, oh my god, they look old, they look old. Yes, they do look a little bit older because they are in their mid-40s. They are heading towards 50. They look their age. They look their age. I feel like a lot of people, they don't like to see women aging. Ooh. You have, some wrinkles and, your neck is, your aging starts showing through your neck. They just go crazy. What do you think they're gonna look like? They are in their 20s?
Ashanti looks 35. She didn't get fillers and Botox in her 20s. No, they look older than 50, let alone 40. They are aging so bad because of the surgeries on their face. Let's be for real. These ladies have had really long careers. Like, Kim has been in it. She doesn't have to be in it any longer if she doesn't want to. Like, why don't you just retire and, I don't know, invest in the stock market and live off that for the rest of your life? I think it's the Ozempic result. We already know that losing excessive amounts of fat very quickly can age you very fast.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Moody hat.
Thank you. And I love bringing
from the Met Gala. This is Kim Kardashian. You could see from the side profile when she's talking, you could see her neck bands. Why do we see neck bands? One, this is the platysma muscle. It's a muscle that connects from the mandible down to the chest. As we age, they separate. And these bands, you can see them coming in. But you could also see them if you get aggressive lipo of the neck area, where it pops the platysma band and makes it more visible.
Up on her face, the mid-cheek looks hollow because the scaffold of filler she'd relied on for years was recently dissolved. This leaves her natural tissue unable to spring back, and anywhere from her under eye down to her chin starts to look really, really hollow. In plain English, without all the BS talk, the support beams are gone, and gravity is essentially pulling her face downward. And all of this is kind of sad when we look back and remember what she looked like before any procedures.
My Roman Empire is Kim's old face before surgeries. Her natural face was actually just insane. I know I've talked about this before, but I also always go back to this plot because I'm she did not need to do anything. Her natural Armenian features and her baby hair was just chef's kiss. I remember when people used to hate on her features and call her Jafar or something, and I'm just bro, this is insane beauty. She's so beautiful.
Natural face, body T with the BBL. Not saying she didn't have the BBL. It's kind of sad when you look at it and you realize that she gave up all of these beautiful natural features from her ancestors to look like a average OF model cardboard cutout. It's kind of sad. It's kind of boring. She could have played Jasmine in a live action Aladdin. I'm not kidding you when I say that probably any Dubai prince would have wanted her so badly, taken her away in his gold plated Lamborghini. Wait, what do they even have in Dubai? When I think about Dubai, I just think of that weird palm tree looking sandy beach that's man-made and a bunch of oil rigs. They are fracking. But hey, who cares if Kim Kardashian's face is sagging, because she's probably just gonna go back and get some more neck Botox like she has previously admitted to. Now, speaking of Botox, let's hop in and talk about Miss Kris Jenner. Because unlike Kim, we're actually seeing hundreds of people praising her for looking 30 years younger.
Kris Jenner's new face is amazing, isn't it? Oh, wow, she looks amazing. She looks so young. She looks like an infant. It's like an absolute infant, an expressionless infant haunted doll. She looks so good. You know what? I'm so glad that there's been so much research research done into plastic surgery, especially for women, because they've covered all the rest of women's health. Like, we know everything there is to know about menopause and periods and everything else, pregnancy. Like, we've really, I mean, talk about just thriving in the medical profession when it comes to women's bodies. Like, well done. So yeah, about time. Why not play with the little superficial side of it?
This comment is so good. Kris Jenner's new face is not important. Kris Jenner looking 30 while nearly old enough to be a great grandmother is kind of dystopian, 100%. But we really have to remember here, she hasn't always looked like this. Actually, this new baby face is quite new and quite baby. It's literally like weeks old. Before, she looked completely Botoxed and she was pumped filled with fillers. Her face looked kind of pillowy, and of course, she did look like a 70-year-old woman that had quite a bit of work done on her face. I mean, like, my grandma's 80, but I won't lie, I think my grandma looks better. I won't lie to you. Because she looks like a grandma. I don't know. Kris Jenner, this is kind of dystopian. She kind of looks like kind of snatched, but also kind of, I don't know. What am I looking at? If you received Depo-Provera birth control shots and were later diagnosed with a brain or spinal tumor called meningioma, you may be eligible for a lawsuit. Morgan & Morgan is investigating claims that patients weren't properly warned about this risk. It's free to check, takes a few minutes, and you don't pay unless they win. Click the link below or go to forthepeople.com/Lael to see if you qualify. Now, I'm not going to sit here and praise her like every other person for coming out with a facelift and looking like a Kim Kardashian clone. Nah, because her conscious choice to change her face every few years just feeds into this unhealthy beauty standard for women to never age. I have an entirely separate video, which you guys can go ahead and click here to watch. But here's the TLDR. Kris is living the substance. And let's not pretend she's a 25-year-old woman. All she did was lay down on a table and pay $175,000. All right, you guys very clearly know how I feel about Miss Kylie. From fake crying about the public hating her to her completely exposing her selective procedures. No, she didn't come clean about all of her procedures, just the one she wanted to share. Yeah, it's no wonder why people are waking up and finally seeing the truth. Before, Kylie had some pretty bad pillow face going on, which actually she has just reverted, which could be signs of another facelift or new fillers after she had the previous ones dissolved.
Is it just me or did Kylie Jenner dissolve her filler? Because I could not stop obsessing over how fresh and good she looked at the Met Gala. And you know how obsessed I am about undetectable injectables, so let's really break this down. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm Nurse Dawn, your injector bestie, and I'm here to put you guys on when it comes to undetectable injectables.
Did she just speak English or not?
This was just a year ago. This was January of 2023, and this is just last week. Two big things that I'm really noticing that feel very obvious to me that I want to point out. Number one, her cheek. Specifically the front of her cheek. This part right here. Whether she dissolved filler in this area or not, I think it's pretty obvious that she doesn't feel as full in this region as this photo. Excess amount of filler.
Don't lie. You can do whatever you want, girl. This has nothing to do with fillers. She might have a little kiss of filler in the lip, a little kiss of filler here and there. That is not possible with just a hint of fillers, because the reality is she done stretched her face more than a jersey sheet over a king-size bed. Like, she was stretched out, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you do so much excessive fillers, the tissue can't be retracted back. It has to be snatched and clipped away. Don't make me angry with you. If you were watching my channel, you would know this.
It's my belief, based on this photograph, that Kylie Jenner has had a facelift at the age of 27. Why do I think that? I'm a plastic surgery enthusiast, and once you know the signs of facelift, you can't unsee them. This pixie ear right here, and I don't know if you can see the pull here, those are the telltale signs of a facelift. We saw in 2020 that Kylie was looking very full in the face. Her filler practitioner had allowed her to be overfilled. Fast forward a few years, at the top of 2024, we saw that much of this facial filler had been dissolved. How did we see that? Well, we can see from the emptiness, the tear trough area, and just a general deflation on the Kardashian just after that Paris appearance. She said she was going on a filler removal journey. Now, people laughed at her and said there's still filler in her face. The only filler that was really there was in her lips.
And also, you guys, we're not even mentioning any of the work that she has had to her body. Now that she has completely come out and said that she got her breasts done very young, you've got the entire BBL craze, and now people are suspecting that she just has a mini BBL. It's not as big as the original BBL. If we take a look at what Kylie looked like as a kid or a teenager, the difference is insane. As for Khloe and Kourtney, Khloe has openly come out about her one nose job, which I'm gonna let you guys choose whether you believe her or not. Just remember that her family is infamous for lying about this. And the secret to her transformation may actually be in her hands, which could or could not have been caused by the use of Ozempic, which again, she never admitted to.
They got her. They got her. You know, I feel like I'm playing Pokemon Go at this point. Gotta catch 'em all. Today we're going to be talking about hands and how the F. These are the hands of Khloe Kardashian in 2008. Her hands today, like, how?
Okay, those hands are literally giving chicken feet. Like, the moment I saw this video for the first time, I was like, no. That is a set of chicken feet. Let's be so for real, though. If you lose any weight of any sort, you also see it in your hands. And that previous very first image, Khloe, her body looked completely different than it does today. Whether or not that was from Ozempic or if it was from a lot of revenge body, we still don't know. But I know for a fact my hands are significantly thinner than when I was, I don't know, a preteen. 17-year-old. It's the nail shape and they lost weight. It's really not that deep. I know Nosferatu when I see it. 100% girl. Oh, Ozempic results in my hands? Wait. Hold on a minute. Guys. Yeah, no, it's giving Ozempic. It's probably Ozempic. Now, Kourtney, on the other hand, has always been known as the most natural Kardashian sister.
Dr. Bear Plastic Surgery Secret 60. Kourtney Kardashian, the most natural of the Kardashians. And people claim that she hasn't had any work done. But if you look very subtly, I think, in my opinion, that there might be some subtle things going on. What do you think that she's had done? Well, the makeup's obviously different here. She definitely looks like she has a suntan here, and she looks much more paler over here. There could be some skin treatments going on there to make her skin a little bit lighter. But one of the things I want to point out is the nose. It looks a little more refined over here, and I have another photo to show you. In addition to the ponytail being a little too tight in this photo over here, you can see that her nose is definitely slimmer, all right? You can tell by follow the nasal bridge, which is actually narrow, down to the middle vault, down to the tip. The tip looks about the same, but that middle vault is where she had some work done, it looks like, to make that nose a little more streamlined. That's great, no problem. People also say that she might have had some fillers on her cheeks. I kind of agree, but I don't know if she had a chin implant. A lot of people think she did. I'm not convinced. She might have just had a little bit of filler.
100%. I was just going to say Botox and fillers if he hadn't said that, but that's just the light stuff, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the light stuff. One thing to note is she also decided to pause all filler and Botox usage during her pregnancy, and let's just say that a lot of people started to notice. Now, I know there are a lot of you guys that are hardcore Kardashian Jenner defenders, and you're all saying, you, Lael, are a huge part of the problem. You are single-handedly pushing unrealistic beauty standards on these women. No wonder they want to look young forever. No wonder they need all of these plastic surgeries, and no wonder Kris has been laying there spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a new face. And let me just say this to you. Don't you dare forget that this is a multi-million-dollar family brand. They don't care about you. They certainly don't care about me. They only have one thing on their mind, and that is to make money. And no matter how many down bad controversies they have had over the years, no matter how many times they've had to dust themselves off and get back on their high horse, they are still consciously selling us AliExpress Skims clothing or weird Kirkland family gummies repackaged in some sort of cute purple aesthetic bottle. Guys, why are you buying Lemmy gummies, girl? Like, if you're buying Lemmy gummies and Touchland hand sanitizer, that is the epitome of overconsumption. The Kardashians didn't undergo all of these procedures because they were forced into it. They did it because they have skincare brands, makeup brands, all the brands. And in order to sell them, what do? It's simple. Put a little bit of fillers in their face and then claim that their products is what made them look so young, plump, and beautiful. Why do I know this? Because they've done it before and they will continue to do it until the dawn of time. And I know you guys definitely didn't forget about the Kylie lip fiasco. This is a perfect example. Kylie pumped a few fillers into her lips and then dropped her infamous Kylie lip kits, which sold out instantly. It got so bad that teenagers were doing the Kylie lip challenge and were seriously getting hurt. If the Kardashians were truly being pushed by the masses to get six-figure plastic surgeries done, then they could just say no. They're already rich. Like, they've got nothing to lose. And like I've said this before, like Kylie, like, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Just go and take all your money, go and invest it, and disappear. Like, go literally buy yourself a house and never post, never be on social media, literally never walk a red carpet and just disappear like Rob. But no, they want your sweet, sweet cash to be forked over to pay for their brand new brands. And if they need to lie about their procedures in order to take your hard-earned money, then so be it. And of course, the Kardashians are not the only ones who do this. In fact, they are part of a much larger problem in the industry. And this is an industry that encourages women to be young forever, which is completely impossible. Now, how big is that industry, you might be asking? AbbVie, the company that owns Botox, raked in a whopping $671 million from Botox Cosmetics in a single quarter last year. That's nearly $7.5 million every day coming from tiny syringes of neurotoxin. Every single time Kim Kardashian shows up in 4K with glass smooth skin, the baseline for normal shifts another pixel towards impossible. Off camera, they're mainlining all of the injectables that they say are just simply lasers and olive oil. Unlike prescription drugs, most fillers are regulated as devices, meaning post-market surveillance is laughably thin. A 21-year-old can walk out of a strip mall med spa with 3 milliliters of cheek filler, no medical history check, no long-term safety data required. Dermatologists that do warn about muscle atrophy or even vascular occlusion are known as gatekeepers. While the algorithm buries all of their videos under before and afters showing so many people with filler and Botox looking amazing. So why does this happen? It's because the idea of aging is being looked at like a failure and something that women should completely avoid, even though that's impossible, right? For the last 2 decades, Hollywood red carpets, Instagram filters, and dermatology marketing have quietly welded themselves into a single megaphone that repeats one message. If your face dares to change, then you've done something really wrong. Aging is framed less as a biological certainty, but more like a personal shortcoming. It's proof that you were careless with sunscreen, or that you didn't invest into all of the latest and greatest serums, or even the fact that you didn't go ahead and get all of these brand new, very popular tweakments in order to look as young as possible. Mainstream advertisement lean very hard on that spiral of shame. Creams are rescue treatments, lasers correct and erase. The vocabulary itself implies that wrinkles, freckles, or a slack jawline are defects to be fixed. Now, this narrative is completely reinforced by the entertainment press. Everyone's saying that Millie Bobby Brown looked really old when she was simply growing older, or everybody's saying that Lorde at 28 looked completely rugged. It's just really sad. While Lorde at 28 years old was being completely trashed for having wrinkles because people thought that she let herself go. We're even seeing this happening in the Kardashian sphere, with people saying that North West is starting to look older than Kim and even Kris. How can you possibly say that to a 12-year-old or about a 12-year-old? That is awful.
Why 12-year-old North West look older than 70-year-old Kris Jenner? The reason behind it is deeply unsettling. Recently, someone captured photos of North West shortly after her 12th birthday. In the pictures, North looks extremely haggard older than 70-year-old Kris Jenner, in fact. She doesn't look like a typical 12-year-old at all. She even appears older and less energetic than Blue Ivy. What has caused North to end up like this? In fact, the Kardashian family's beauty standards, they believe North should start undergoing cosmetic procedures from a young age.
They better. Is that a horse? Am I looking at a horse person? I can't tell what in the AI is happening in this clip, but the reality is North is looking a lot older. She obviously feels this intense amount of scrutiny from her family, just the same way Kylie did growing up with Kim and Khloe and having to feel like you're perfect. The exact same thing. She very clearly is being thrown into a world that no 12-year-old should ever exist in. When I saw those pictures of her at her 12th birthday on a yacht with her hair done and her outfit, it all just felt like she was significantly older, maybe like pushing like her late teens rather than being somebody that like was a child. Do you guys know that when I was 12, I was wearing long plaid shorts and a Hollister t-shirt and I didn't even know what boys were? Like, bring that back. It is so weird seeing headlines like that about how she is looking so much older, and honestly, I just get worried that she's gonna fall down the slippery slope of getting procedures as well because she feels like she has to. Also, the financial incentive to keep us panicked is enormous. Global sales of anti-age skincare alone now exceed the GDP of several small countries, and elective procedures have exploded in lockstep. Neuromodulator injections have rose in popularity nearly 450% from 2010 to 2022, which is unfathomable because I don't even think people understand what Botox is. If you guys don't know what Botox is and you want to find out, click right here. Also, the underlying ageism is very measurable. The World Health Organization's global report on ageism finds that 1 in 2 people worldwide holds overtly ageist attitudes, which correlate with poorer mental health, reduced economic opportunity, and even shorter life expectancy for those who are targeted.
Have you ever had someone tell you that you look good for your age, or you look good for a mom, or some kind of other caveat? So I had someone say this to me recently, and it was in relation to being a mom. Like, oh my god, you look so cool for a mom. Honestly, I think this is actually something that I am guilty of saying from when I was younger. It wasn't rude or condescending or anything. She like fully meant it as a compliment. It's more the general idea that society has that being a mom or being older is like bad, or that you automatically look bad when you get older. That's what really bothers me. I guess people assume that if you're a mom and you have like an extra person to take care of, that you won't be as like well dressed or well taken care of. So on one hand, like I get it. On the other hand, it's like, why can't it just be a compliment? Like, you look good. I was on an influencer trip a few years ago. I'm doing this for a while. It's been over 10 years. One of the girls asked how old I was, and I said I was 33 at the time. And I said, oh, I'm 33. And she was like, oh my god, you look so good for 33. And that was like the first time that I ever was like, wait, 33 isn't old. Like, do you think that I'm supposed to look old and terrible at 33? You know that when you're younger, 30 seems really old. Issue is not with any of the people who've said that. My issue is just the way that women are basically like shamed for aging.
Now, I know what you're saying. Lael, you talk a lot. What are we learning from this? What is the bottom line here? The first step is to recognize that this problem is completely cultural and not dermatological, which means that real change comes from who and what we choose to amplify and what we refuse to buy and put our money into, both literally and figuratively. The Kardashians are going to do what they've always done, which is sell their brands. It is the only way that they are possibly going to stay afloat because, just like was said in that one amazing interview, they have no talent. Now they're being truthful and dropping all of the bombs about all the procedures that they've had, but if you ask me, I personally think it's all a marketing stunt. It's our job as consumers and people consuming this amount of content to understand what they're doing and how they're trying to make us fear getting older, when the reality is, you guys, there's absolutely nothing we can do to stop it. So remember, aging is a privilege and it is truthfully just a fact of life, and you should never ever feel shamed for it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below and let me know what you guys would like me to talk about in the future. You know, I only make these videos because they're the ones that you guys are asking for me to talk about, and I'll talk about whatever you guys want me to talk about. Clearly, I love to talk. Also, if you enjoyed it and you want to find out all the tea about how Kylie just came clean about her boob job, you can go ahead and click here, or you guys can click here to learn all about the downfall of the Kardashians and why just it's not hitting anymore, guys. Wrap it up because nobody is buying Lemmy gummies and nobody is buying Khloe Kardashian's corn. You guys know I only make these videos because I love you and I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.